Hello everyone, I'm Shine and you're watching Civil Engineering Tips channel. This is the 15th tutorial of Shear Wall Design in ETABS playlist. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss about the second design method, which is uniform reinforcing method. In case of uniform reinforcing method, we can check shear wall reinforcement as like column. Using this method, we can design a shear wall also and get the required reinforcement. At the same time, you can input the reinforcement and check if your provided reinforcement is okay or not. So without further ado, let's dive into the main tutorial. Before we design the shear wall, let's create the model. For that, we will go to this new model option and a small window will pop up, which is model initialization. We will use the third option, use built-in settings with, and we will choose the user option and we will choose the concrete design code as ACI 31808 and click on OK. We can create the grid system using uniform grid spacing. I will input the number of grid lines in x-axis as 2 and number of grid lines in y-axis or y direction as 2 also. Spacing of grids in x direction will be 18 feet and spacing of grids in y direction will be 24 feet. Now we will input the story dimensions. Number of stories will be 5. Typical story height will be 10.5 feet and bottom story height will be 12 feet. Then we will go for this OK option. We got our grid systems and I don't want to use two windows. I am clicking on this close of this 3D view window. Before we draw the shear wall, we need to define material properties. For that, I am going to this define option and clicking on material properties and clicking on add new material, and I am choosing the material type as concrete and clicking on OK. And here I am renaming the material name as 3500 psi for concrete, and I will input the modulus of elasticity as 57,000 into 3500 to the power 0.5. Then I will press enter and I will change the material property as 3500. Then I will click on this OK option. Then I will click on this OK option. I need another material for rebar. For that, I am choosing it as rebar and clicking on OK. And here I am renaming it as 60 KSI and changing the material property design data, and it is 60,000 psi, so it is okay. I'm not changing anything. I'm clicking on OK and OK and clicking on OK again. Now we can draw the shear wall, but we have to define the shear wall first. For that, I will go to this define option again and I will click on section properties and I will choose wall section, and I can modify this predefined section as wall 10 inch, and I will link the wall material as 3500 psi and modeling type it will be shell thin, and I will change the thickness as 10 inch and click on OK option. Then we will get a wall section. I am clicking on OK. Now we can draw shear wall very easily from plan view, but we need shear wall for each story. For that, I am clicking here and choosing all storage option and activating this draw walls from plan command, and I'm choosing wall 10 and I'm clicking here and clicking here and pressing escape. Then I will get my desired shear wall, but from plan view we cannot understand the story data. For that, I have to go to this elevation option and choose elevation 1 and click on OK. And now we can see that we got shear wall for 5 stories. Let's select all the shear walls and go to this edit option and go to this edit shells and go to divide shells. Then let's click on this third option, divide quadrilaterals or triangles into. I'm clicking on here and I will divide these shear walls into 2 by on areas. I'm inputting here on and clicking on OK option. So we got our model of shear wall that will be designed by uniform reinforcing method, but we didn't define any load patterns yet. So let's go to this define option and go to this load patterns, and I will create a load pattern as super dead and I will choose it as super dead and click on add new load. another load pattern we will define as EX, and we'll choose it as seismic and click on add new load and click on OK. Now I will apply loads on these walls. Before doing that, let's choose it as one story, and I'm selecting this midpoint first and go to assign and go to joint loads and click on force option and choose the load pattern as live, and I will input the live load value as -15 kip and click on this apply option. So I can see that 15 kip load is being applied in the mid portion of the top shear wall. Now I will select these 4 points and change the value as -25 kip and click on apply option. Similarly, I will apply super dead load in this midpoint as 30 kip. For that, I will just select that point and choose the pattern as super dead, and I will change the value as 30 and I will click on this apply option. Again, I will select these 4 points and change the value as 50 and click on this apply option. These are super dead loads. Now I will apply earthquake load. For that, I will select this joint and change the load pattern as EX, and I will input it as 0, and I will use this X direction and input the value as 35 kip and click on this apply option. Then I will select this point and I will just change the value as 32 kip and click on this apply. When the load application is done, I am just clicking on OK option. Now I will create a load combination to design the shear wall. For that, I am clicking on define option, then go to load combinations, then go to add new combo and create the new combo as 0.9D plus EX. This is our design load combination. I'm just changing the factor as 0.9 for dead load, then clicking on OK option. Then I will choose super dead and change the factor as 0.9. Then I will click on OK and choose the EX and it will be 1, and I will click on OK option, then click on OK option. So our load combination is done. Now it's time to label the piers. For that, I'm selecting all the shear walls like this and go to assign, hold the cursor on shell, and here we will get pier level. I'm choosing P1 for all the shear walls and clicking on OK. Now it's time to mesh the shear walls. For that, I will go to this previous selection option to select all the shear walls similar as I did just now. I'm just selecting here and all the shear walls are being selected. Then I will go to assign and hold the cursor on shell and go to all auto mesh option. I'm clicking here. Then I will click on this auto rectangular mesh option and I will click on here and change the value as 2 feet for mesh size and click on OK and click on OK. Now I will go for run analysis. For that, I am clicking here and let's save this model first. Okay, our run analysis is complete. Now we can go for design the shear walls. For that, I will go to this shear wall design option and I will click on this arrow and view or revise preferences, and I will link the 60 KSI river material to this option and I will click on OK option. Again, I am going to this arrow and I will click on this select design combinations and I will move this combination to the design combination list and click on OK. And before choosing the uniform reinforcing method, I have to select all the shear walls first. Then I will go here and click on assign pier sections and choose the second design method, which is uniform reinforcing method, and I will link the material as 3500 psi. And before checking the shear wall, I will get the reinforcement from this option, reinforcement to be designed. So I am clicking here and clicking on OK, and I will select the shear walls again, and I will click here and go to view or revise Pier overrides, and I will see that either this option is uniform reinforcing or not. Then I will click on OK. As the reinforcement to be designed option is activated now, ETABS will give you the shear wall reinforcement using uniform reinforcing method. But before that, I have to go for start design or check. I'm clicking on this option, and ETABS has given you the required reinforcement for these shear walls, which is 5.4 inches square as longitudinal reinforcing. So these shear walls have two faces, and ETABS is giving you the combined reinforcement for two faces. So for two faces we need 5.4 inches square reinforcement. If we divide it by 2, then we will get reinforcement for on face, and it is 2.7 inches square. If we use 10 mm dia rebar, then we have to divide it by 0.12, and we need almost 23 number of bar for one face, and the spacing will be the length of the shear wall. It is in feet. I'm converting it into inch, and deducting the clear cover for both sides, it will be 1.5 inch. So I am deducting the clear cover as 3 inch, and the total length will be 213 inch, and I have the number of bar as 23 number. So we have to divide it as 23 minus 1, it will be 22. So the bar spacing will be 9.68 inch. So I'm closing it. Again, let's go to this arrow and go to uniform reinforcing option, and now we will check this by using reinforcement to be checked option, and it will show you the demand capacity ratio. So I'm choosing the bar size as number 3 bar, which is 10 millimeter bar, and the spacing is 9.68 that I just calculated, and clear cover for bar, it will be 1.5 inch, and the end or corner bar, it will be 10 millimeter rebar also. And now I will choose this first option, reinforcement to be checked, and I am clicking on OK. Now let's go for shear wall design. Now ETABS is showing you the reinforcement that you input in the uniform reinforcing method option. It is not actually designed reinforcement. It is you input 5.08 inches square in total for two faces. Now let's go to shear wall design option and go to display design info, and I'm choosing the Pier demand capacity ratio and clicking on OK. And here we can see that the demand capacity ratio is almost less than 1, so it is okay, 0.955, and click on OK option. So if I select a shear wall and give a right click, a design report will be provided by ETABS, and I'm clicking here and choose the fit width option, and here you will get the detailed design report. Here I can see the demand capacity ratio, it is 0.955, which is okay. And the shear reinforcement is 0.3 inches square per feet. And from this table we can observe the boundary element information. Here we almost need 12 inch length of boundary element, and here we can see the straight limit is being shown, and as it is greater than 700 we need boundary element in this location, but as this compressive stress is less than stress limit, so we don't need boundary element. As we are using reinforcement to be checked option, we're not getting longitudinal reinforcement in these tables, but we're getting the demand capacity ratio, which is less than 1, so we can see that our input reinforcement is sufficient for that shear wall. So let's close this window and let's select the shear walls first and go to this option and assign Pier section and uniform reinforcing, and click on reinforcement to be designed and click on OK, and let's design the shear wall again. And if I right click on this shear wall and choose the fit width option, then ETABS will provide you the required reinforcement for that shear wall. Let's click on this close option and let's select the shear wall first. and go to Agent Pier section, click on uniform reinforcing. Now I will increase the spacing and input less reinforcement and check what ETABS is showing us. So I am inputting spacing as 14 inch and choosing reinforcement to be checked option and go for OK. Now I am just clicking on start design or check option. And now I have input very much less reinforcement than it is required. So if I right click on the shear walls and go for fit width option, I can see that demand capacity ratio is 1.288, which is greater than 1, and here it is giving you a note in red color which is design inadequacy message, Pier fails in flexure or PMM interaction. This is how you can get the required reinforcement by uniform reinforcing method, and you will extract the required reinforcement provided by ETABS. Then you will check what is the result and you can use it in your shear wall. So this is all for today, and this is all about uniform reinforcing method. In next tutorial we are going to learn general reinforcing method. Till then, stay happy, stay safe. See you in the next tutorial.